What is good, everybody? Welcome on in to Philly Take with RB, one of our first off-season live editions as we approach free agency and the draft, and it's a whirlwind of NBA news happening right before our eyes. We got a breaking news trade. We got a breaking bombshell. Where do the Sixers go? Let's talk about it, man. Let's go, man. How are we feeling? Missed you all. Can't wait to get back into these live shows. Let's rock, man. We're going to talk about Paul George. We're going to talk about Brandon Ingram. A certain Chicago Bull was finally traded, but it wasn't to the Sixers. How do they do it? We got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on in to the show. Once again, Philly Take with RB. We're live on YouTube. Find us on all platforms. Do me a favor out there, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Support us in every way. How do we feel right now? What's the pulse of Sixer Nation? We're going to even take some phone calls later on. We got the phone number back in store, and we will figure it all out. Ladies and gentlemen, how do we feel right now? I got to be honest, I'm pretty frustrated because I feel like the Sixers could have done something here. I feel like they had an opportunity. It might have slipped a little bit, but we'll talk about it. Tonight's show presented by Mando. Shout out to Mando. Go cop your Mando starter pack. Get the deodorant. It is the best deodorant I've ever used in my life, and I'm not going back. Hold up. Look at this. I got another one. And I'll show you all the body wash too, man. Mando is the way to go. Avoid those sweats and smelling bad in front of your lady. Fellas, go cop your Mando starter pack. Use promo code PhillyTake5. Woo! Let's go, man. I cannot wait for the draft next week. Can't wait for free agency. It's almost your boy's birthday. We got a lot going on, man. But I want to start it off by shouting some great loyals out there in the chat. Shout out to our channel members, the people that have stuck with us the entire time and always support us, man. We got Lego My Ego. What's up, bro? D Green in the chat. RJ. Oh, we got the OGs out for this one tonight. Hope everybody is feeling well, doing well, living it up. Obviously, the NBA Finals are over, so now we're starting to get the rumors rolling downhill. We're starting to get that whirlwind of news and, oh, this guy might go here and might go here. It's going to get crazy in the next week because the Sixers can literally get everybody. They can get anybody. But apparently they missed out on one guy already. J-Ab says it's going to be a crazy offseason, and it starts tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because breaking news, Alex Caruso has been traded. Hold up, we got to hit the horn. I just wanted to hit the horn because it's been a long time, man. Shout out to everybody that comes through for the live game streams, but it's been too long. We're dusting off the soundboard. Let's go. Chicago Bulls trade two-time all-defensive guard Alex Caruso to the OKC Thunder for Josh Giddey. What? Daryl! Are you awake? Who's got the picture of Daryl Morey with the sleeping meme? Daryl, are you serious? First off, before we get to OKC, are you kidding me, Chicago? These boys were out here saying we want 2 first-round picks. 2. They declined a top 10 first-round pick. They declined a first-round pick, a top 10 pick for Alex Caruso, a high-level role player during last season. They said they wanted to push for the playoffs. They said they were going to be a playoff threat. They turned down a top 10 pick, and they get Josh Giddey. Why? We didn't throw the 16th pick. Why? Would the Bulls have turned that down too? They get Josh Giddey, 21 years old. I know, young. They say all-star potential. This guy's been in some things off the court. He was benched in the playoffs. He was like a -20 in that series. They get Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso? Nah, I'm mad, man. Don't, and I know people are going to come in here. They were on the video I posted last week. Oh, Alex Caruso, he's not that good. You know, stop looking at the numbers. Watch the guy play. He impacts winning. I would have traded the number 16 pick for Caruso without hesitating. And let me tell you why, ladies and gentlemen, because with the 16th pick, what is your goal? Your goal is to get a long-term rotational piece, a long-term role player that can hopefully develop, play in the league for 10 years, and be that guy. You know who that guy is? Alex Caruso. Caruso's already proven. And, oh, by the way, he's on the best contract in the NBA this upcoming season. 1 year on the deal, $9.9 million. Do you know how much of a bargain that is right now? The OKC Thunder just keep getting richer. And the fact of the matter is they didn't give up any picks. They got 55 million picks. They gave up none. I'm mad at the Chicago Bulls. I'm mad at Daryl Morey, but I'm mad at the Bulls because, how do you continue to botch these decisions like this? Trust me, we get it. We watched the Sixers, but you botched this situation. Now they're what? Going to trade Zach LaVine? Are they going to re-sign DeMar DeRozan? They should have traded everybody. Oh, they wouldn't trade us Andre Drummond because we're making a playoff push. Sixers could have had Andre Drummond, but no, the Bulls didn't want to do it. They didn't want to trade Caruso. They didn't want to trade Drummond. Come on, man. I now despise the Chicago Bulls. Ladies and gentlemen, we got almost 300 people in here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Are you mad about this? Do you think the Sixers should have gotten Caruso? I think he would have been a seamless fit. Obviously, they're going to have to extend him, and the Thunder are going to have some guys to pay in a couple years, but that's not a problem right now. They're trying to win, and they just got better, and they got rid of dead weight in a guy that got benched in the playoffs. All they had to do was make a phone call. Like I said right here, man, Bulls won in two first rounders. They got Josh Giddey. The Bulls are cooked, man. They think Lonzo Ball is going to come back and be their guy. Wow. Wow. Let me know how you guys feel about that, man. Midget says OKC did what the Sixers tried with tanking, but way better. Yeah, that's an understatement. They did it 10 million times better. And they have 50 picks left over. Wade says the Bulls stink. Yeah, they do. They really do. Prince, what's going on, man? Sixers are getting the Bulls trash. Here comes Zach LaVine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and talk about that, man, because according to the Bulls reporters, the Zach LaVine trade market is now heating up, right? Everybody thought he was going to get moved after the season. He elected to go for that ending injury surgery. So he said, yeah, I'm going to take the rest of the season off, get surgery. And now Zach LaVine is on the trade market. I guess the Bulls are going to blow it up now. I guess they're going to blow it up. A little bit too late. Dollars short. But come on, man. Come on, man. Zach LaVine? Would I take Zach LaVine, the player? Yeah, he's all right. But would I take him with his contract? Heck no. Are you asking for another Tobias Harris situation here, ladies and gentlemen? Look, I was a big fan of Zach LaVine. Fact of the matter is he is hurt way too much. I don't think it was the right fit in Chicago, but if I'm not mistaken, he still has, 4 years left on a contract? 40+ million every year? No thanks. No thanks. This is not the guy. Not the guy you want to go for right now. Jeff says OKC was allowed to tank while the Sixers were Colangelo'd. That's a fact, though. Thunder just keep on doing it. No repercussions. Nothing. So what do you guys think about Zach LaVine? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Should we go for Zach LaVine? Is that the backup plan, the contingency? Well, I think it all depends on what happens with Paul George. We know that's been the Sixers' prized possession this offseason. We know that Paul George has been the treasure piece for Daryl Morey. And it seems like the Sixers want to pry him away from LA. We reacted to the Paul George podcast comments yesterday. It almost felt like he was throwing shade at LA and was talking about where he wants to be. And then he had the comments where he said, I don't want to chase a chip. I want to play the right way. And people were like discussing that back and forth. But now we get an update from Shams Charania. Okay. And this was minutes before the Caruso stuff. And this just absolutely blew things out of proportion. Shams Charania, the Philadelphia 76ers' interest in pursuing Paul George has significantly waned in recent days, and the franchise is expected to be aggressive elsewhere with its salary cap flexibility and draft capital leading into next week's NBA draft. Whoa. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Because a couple things instantly pop up in my mind. Number one, Paul George has been the main target. It has been Paul George. We've heard Jimmy Butler. We've heard, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, this, that. Paul George has been the guy. Is Shams bluffing? Is he using this as a leverage play? Is Shams trying to help out the Clippers and trying to help out Paul George get this done? Is he trying to help another team out? Is he trying to help Philadelphia out? I don't know. I don't know how much stock Shams has when it comes to Paul George. But what I do know is that if this is true, this is the first time we've heard that the Sixers are going in another direction. And while it makes me feel good that they want to go with more role players and stack up on those guys and surround Embiid and Maxey, I just can't believe it in my heart that Daryl Morey has settled on going the role player route. I still feel like he is going the star route first and foremost. And if he strikes out and misses, he's going to go with, I guess, more role players. But when it comes down to it, when it boils down to it, everything that the Sixers have said, if you've been reading between the lines, if you've been taking all, the context clues in, Daryl Morey has continued to say teams with a third star perform better and they have a higher probability and they have this and, we're going for the big guns and we had the gap year and we're letting our free agents expire. The Sixers are going for another star. But who is it now? If Paul George isn't there, and LeBron, now that JJ Redick, by the way, is the Lakers head coach, like I said, bro, everything is just going one by one right now. And I was going to make a video, but I'm like, there's too much to talk about. So we're just hopping on the live. But who is it now, right? LeBron's not leaving LA. JJ Redick is the coach. Are they going to do the podcast together? Episode 4, why I benched LeBron the other night. Like, come on, man. JJ Redick, LeBron's not leaving. Could they try to trade for Kevin Durant? Doesn't seem like he's going to leave, maybe. What about Jimmy Butler? Is Jimmy Butler up next? Are the Heat ready to blow it up? A lot of craziness right now, man. I'm going to tell you who I think they're going to start going for, and I don't know if it's going to be taken in well with Sixer Nation. I don't know if it's going to be reciprocated well with Sixer Nation. J-Abs, $2 super chat says, other than that, I want Charles Bassey back. What a comment, man. What a comment. Charles Bassey love in the chat on June 20th in the middle of the summer. I love it. Is it Jimmy Butler's time? Is that who Daryl Morey's going for? Are we going to get some name popping up out of nowhere? If this is true, as Evan Sideri says here, if Philadelphia is this confident in another plan, they must have assurance elsewhere. Are the Sixers really doing this? Are they saying we don't want Paul George? Did they hear his comments on the podcast and say, yeah, we don't want that guy? This is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. $2 super chat, Gutman, middle summer began today, LOL. We're talking about the NBA summer. When you're a Sixers fan, the summer began back on May 1st, okay? We're in the middle of the Sixers summer. They've been out of the playoffs for almost 2 months now. But technically, yes, the summer did begin today. Ladies and gentlemen, who do we think? Let me know in the chat. Who do you think it's going to be? Who's it going to be? How do we not have 100 likes yet, man? 450 people in here. Do me a favor, get us to 450 likes. I'm going to tell you who I think it's going to be, man. Are you ready for it? I don't know. I don't know if Sixer Nation's ready. I don't want you to kill the messenger, man. I'm just out here giving my thoughts. I'm taking in all the context clues. I think the Sixers have their eyes on somebody. And we're starting to hear some whispers today. Who do we think it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. KD in the chat. Clay and Jimmy Butler. John Collins. Brandon Ingram. OG Anunoby. Zach LaVine is who the Sixers are getting. $5 super chat. Hayden Azanara. What's up, man? I don't understand why the Bulls declined top picks for Caruso but traded for Giddey. That's crazy to me. Hayden, it is absolutely insane. You are on the right path of thinking. It is just organizational malpractice. It's why I'm pissed off at the Chicago Bulls. I'm a little mad at Daryl Morey that he didn't, I guess, weigh the playing field. I mean, this was a random trade. We're not even at the draft yet. They didn't even wait till the draft and try to get more for him. They didn't get any draft picks back. They did a swap of Josh Giddey and Alex Caruso. How are they going to turn down a top 10 pick to get, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But that is the craziness of the NBA offseason. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about who I think it is going to be. Matter of fact, while I do that, I'm going to drop the phone number for the phone line in the chat right now. That way we can get some people on the line maybe to give some thoughts on who they want for the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go drop this in the chat, and then we will talk about it. $2 super chat from Michael Dorsey says, hit the like button, please. Mike, thank you so much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, 500 people in here. Hit the thumbs up, man. Prince Monito, $2 super chat. What's up, my guy? Lower max player, go get my dog, Kuzma. Could it be, man? Could it be? There's a couple different ways that I think the Sixers could go. If the Paul George news is true and the Sixers are done targeting PG, I think that they are going to go for Brandon Ingram. Let me hear it, Sixer Nation. Brandon Ingram, Maxey, Ingram, and Embiid. What do we think about that? I don't like it. But I feel like it's starting to trend this way. I feel like this is the direction it's starting to go, and I'm not happy with it. I'm not saying Brandon Ingram is the worst player in the world, but to give him a max contract after what I saw at the tail end of the Pelicans season when Zion's going down and Ingram pretty much got benched in that fourth quarter, the play-in, I don't know, man. It would be crazy history, though, to see it come full circle and Brandon Ingram ends up on the Sixers roster. But anyway, here's what we get earlier today from Kelly Eco, who covers the Rockets. Rumors are swirling about the Pelicans offering Brandon Ingram in a trade to Houston for Alperen Sengun, but Houston showed no interest. New Orleans also contacted Philadelphia to discuss a trade involving Brandon Ingram. Quote, rumors have swirled about the Pelicans dangling Ingram in trade talks, and in one iteration, a hypothetical Ingram for Sengun swap was mentioned, but the Rockets have no interest. League sources said New Orleans contacted Philly concerning a possible Ingram trade. We did talk about a mock trade before. It would probably be, a couple picks, and you would have to take in Ingram's deal this year and then also give him a max contract. I don't want to do it, man. I honestly don't want to. I don't think it would be the worst deal in the world, but I definitely don't think it would be the best. Brandon Ingram can score from all three levels, but his defensive focus at times is all over the place. Just his overall intensity. Could he be a third option? Maybe. Didn't work that well in New Orleans down at the end. But I'm just saying, I feel like this Brandon Ingram thing is starting to fall into place, and I hope I'm wrong. But what if the Sixers do just say, let's go for role players? Like, what if they just say, yeah, like, let's just go and get a bunch of dogs? Who are we going to get? How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? $2 super chat. J Ab says, you hear about OG leaving the Knicks. I'm down with OG for sure. Listen, man, if OG Anunoby is available, you do everything you can to get him. There's no doubt about it. If OG Anunoby is available, I know he has injury history, but OG Anunoby is a winning type player. Experience with Nick Nurse. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. John says, who said you have to give Ingram a max contract? Based on what I've heard from the NBA reporters, I forget who it was. I think it was, I forget who said it, but it was one of the guys on TV. And then I heard a couple other sources say, like, somebody is willing to give Ingram the money. It's just about who can provide the best trade package. So I do feel like Ingram's going to get an extension. He wants it from New Orleans. The question is, do they think that McCollum, Ingram, and Zion can all fit together? And I just don't know about that. Chin says, do you give OG the max? That's another tough one. I don't want to pay OG Anunoby $40 million per year to be a role player. I think at some point you got to hit your limit there. If you're going with the role player route, you're going to have to get at least 3 to 4 guys in here that can consistently produce, right? Then you fill out the rest of the team with minimums. Maybe you bring back Kelly Oubre. But it's going to be tough, man. It really is. It really is. I think the phones are working. Let me know if the phones are working, man, because we just re-upped on the phone lines. Let's see. Who else do we want, man? If you want to give some thoughts, call into the show. Patrick Williams ceiling higher than OG Anunoby. Try to get TJ McConnell. Let's go. TJ McConnell, is that the answer? Is that the answer? I'll tell you what, man. One player that I do think could end up on Philly's roster, this has been reported multiple times now, that is KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 2-time champ. Sixers are likely to show interest per Zach Lowe. With over $60 million in cap space, Philly stands out as a serious threat to lure Caldwell-Pope away from the Nuggets. I think he would be a nice, pretty much two-way wing to come in, veteran leader. Not going to give you, a ton of production at this age, but I would welcome him on this team. I think he'd be a nice fit. The problem is the price tag, right? All these guys we're hearing about, 15, 20 million a year. Is KCP worth, say, 18 million per year? Are you willing to go a little bit above based on your extensive cap space to secure a guy like this? I don't know that I want to do that. I'd rather draft a guy at that point. I'd rather draft the player. And if you guys follow me on Twitter at RBPhillyTake, I've been putting out some draft stuff. I'm going to come out with a top 5 list by next week if the Sixers even decide to keep the pick. But we'll see, man. Aiden Azanaro, $5 super chat. Want to hear your thoughts. Would you even consider giving anything to Clay? I personally would not, but it is intriguing. I want to hear your thoughts. Aiden, appreciate the super chat, man. I would not give anything to Klay Thompson because the rumors are that he is seeking a 3-year deal. I almost don't feel like he wants to leave Golden State. But if he does, somebody's going to give him a little bit of a pay raise. You know, Klay obviously doesn't feel like he's completely washed, but he has taken a step back. Now, if this was 2 years ago, I'd say throw whatever at Klay. Could you imagine Maxey, Klay, and Joel? But unfortunately, you know, time tells, and here we are. And I just think Klay is at that point where he's just going to become more of a depth piece. I don't think he's going to really impact winning that much. So I would not give Klay, you know, a 3-year, $55 million contract. I feel like he's going to get something like that. And I think that Philly should stay away. RJ says, is the PG news a smokescreen? It could be. It could be. All I know is that Sixers got to get it right, man. They can't mess this up. They can't hesitate. Somebody said the number is making me wait. All right, good. We'll get to the phones in just a few minutes, man. Give me your thoughts in the chat. What do you think? Is this a smokescreen? Should the Sixers draft a player and try to develop them? I feel like they're in a win now mode. So I don't feel like they're going to keep that draft pick. The way I see this playing out is they either, you know, go get Paul George and they call it a day and they bring back Oubre and maybe Batum, etc., and fill out the rest of the roster. Or if they don't have any options left, maybe they do end up getting a couple high-level role players like a Malik Monk or maybe a Gary Trent Jr., and they just try to fill out the roster. But I cannot believe, again, if you're just tuning in here, that Alex Caruso was traded for Josh Giddey. Like, that's it. No picks, nothing. Klay Thompson keeps a team viewable, somebody said. Well, at that point, maybe the Sixers will go for Klay Thompson. If he's going to bring in ticket sales, maybe. I would definitely be in on OG Anunoby. I see a lot of people saying that in the chat. I just don't think he's actually going to leave New York. But according to the recent reports, there is a chance. There is a chance. So once again, guys, call into the show, 518-318-7716. If you want to give your thoughts on any of this news, if you have a player in mind that the Sixers should get, give me your thoughts, and we will get to that in just a second. But before we do that, I got to give a shout out to our great partner of tonight's show, and it is Mando. Drop a Mando in the chat because Mando is the best deodorant you will ever use. Right now, new customers can get $5 off of their Mando starter pack by using my code PhillyTake5 at shopmando.com. Again, shopmando.com. Look, man, if you're out there in the summer, starting to get hot, what's it, like 95 degrees right now? I don't know. I'm sweating, man. I'm sweating because I got to use my Mando. I didn't use it today. This is by far the best deodorant I've ever used. A doctor created it who noticed how normal body odor was being misdiagnosed and created a formula for it. And for someone like me who's tried a bunch of different deodorants, and, you know, we always hear the same thing. It's going to protect, you know, your sweat and your odor all day. Never works. It's been a huge problem for me until I found this. And they got the Mando deodorant. They got the body wash. They got the deodorant cream. They have everything. This is the best one I've ever tried, developed right from the founders of Lumi. 72-hour odor control. The best part, you can use it anywhere on your body. It smells great. It's free of aluminum. And this product is clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap. They did a bunch of clinical testing and found that the average man's odor level after using the Mando was a 0 out of 10. My favorite, the Mando starter pack, but the best kind, in my opinion, is the Mount Fuji. Like I said, I'm never using another deodorant again. Get $5 off the Mando starter pack right now. Go to shopmando.com, use the code PhillyTake5, and let them know that your boy sent you. Shout out to Mando. It's getting hot in the summer, fellas. It's getting hot. Make sure you are using that deodorant. All right, let's go to the damn phone lines, man. I'm sweating. There's too much going on. I need to use my Mando. Let's see. Kai Soto, a good addition to Philly. My guy loves Kai Soto, man. My guy's a Kai Soto stan. By the way, I was on Bleacher Report yesterday, and one trade I did propose that would probably be an out of the blue trade, but I think it would be the best trade possible this offseason, would be Mel Bridges and Dorian Finney-Smith. What do we think about that? What if we got Bridges and Finney-Smith? That point, that's the way we need to go, man. I just don't know if the Nets want to do any business with us. Would the Nets actually do it? Probably not, right? Daryl Morey's probably blocked on their phone line. Hey, it's Daryl Morey. Leave me a message. Nope. They got him blocked at this point, man. Let's see. Mikhail all day says Adrian in the chat. I would love Mikhail Bridges. Let's go to the phones, though, man. See what the people are thinking. Let's go to the 215. Let's see if this works. 215 on the line. What's good? Yo. Yo. All right. My man wasn't ready. Guys got to be ready on the phones, man. We're going bang, bang. You know what I mean? Rapid fire. Got to be ready. Let's go to the next one. 908 on the phones. What's up? Yo.
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 On, bud.
How we feeling, man? Yo.
Here.
What you got for me?
What's up, bud?
All right. Man wasn't ready. I guess nobody's ready on the phones, man. Nobody wants to step up to the plate. The Nets said that they are never trading Mikal Bridges. Well, then who do we get? Who do we get, man? I would not bet my money on Kai Soto. Kenneth says that would be a perfect trade. Let's see. We got Union County in the chat. What's up, man? Anybody want to step up to the phone line? Or are they ready? Sounded like an ice cream truck in the back from my last caller. Larry says, I like Bridges, but after what the Sixers did to him, I don't think his mom will go with that. Oh, man. Look, man, at the end of the day, I think the next week and a half is going to be very telling. The NBA draft is actually in 6 days. Day 2 is in 7 days. So, you know, the Sixers have the 16th overall pick. They have number 41. Rumors are that they're going to use that pick to try to trade for somebody. Maybe like a DeAnthony Melton trade from a couple years ago. I just don't know, man. If this rumor is true, maybe it's just a leverage play. Maybe Shams is doing his thing like he always does. But I'm starting to get a little worried that Brandon Ingram is the guy. What do we think? All right, let's go back to the phone, see if somebody is finally ready to step up to the plate. By the way, we have 550 people in here. Guys, we got to get those likes up, man. We're going to be live streaming for the draft next week. We're going to be doing videos, free agent stuff. We got it all coming your way. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the show. Let's go to the 609. 609, what's up?
Bro, get me Stick Smith. Get me Miles Bridges. Get me Gary Trent Jr., Kevin Looney. Role players, call it a day.
All right. Looney, Bridges, Trent, and Finney-Smith, and call it a day?
Stick Smith. Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith. Okay. Two backup bigs.
Maybe run Smith at the 4.
I don't know about that. I think he's kind of settled into that role where he's at right now, and he hasn't really played that much, honestly. Maybe Obi Toppin, though.
Toppin's also a free agent, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, appreciate it, man. Shout out to him. I wonder if people can actually hear me or not, though. I feel like everybody just chilled out, laid back. Let's go to the next one. 609. 609, what's up?
What's going up, RB? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. Hey, everybody, this is channel member John Casleone. How about you hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification button to catch all RB's news, man?
John, you the man.
What I would want, I really hope that it's a smoke screen with Paul George.
You think PG's
I really
the answer?
want Paul George on this team. I think he fits so well. I mean, the fact that he shoots 40% from three, 45% on catch and shoot threes. He's a good defender, can rebound, takes the ball to the bucket. I really think that he's the perfect fit for this team, but I don't know. I don't know what, you sign a guy like Paul George, what does that do to the rest of the roster?
Yeah,
that might be
John,
the challenging part that Daryl Morey has.
When it comes to PG, I don't think anybody is going to argue the basketball fit, but I think it's just the age and the contract. A guy that's going to be 35, would you give him a 4-year
what
max?
else is out there that there's no spring chickens that are free agents right now.
Yeah.
So, unless you're willing to give up the best part about Paul George is the fact that you don't have to give up anything for him, but just to sign his name, his signature on paper. Like if we get Jimmy Butler, what's Miami going to put us on the hook for? 3 first-round draft picks? I'm not interested in that. And he's older than Paul George.
That's a great point, John. I think people have to remember that. Like, that is the one guy you're not giving up anything to get. Brandon Ingram, 3 first-round picks probably. Jimmy Butler, 3 first-round picks. PG's just a walk from L.A. and he's coming to Philly. So, yeah, maybe that is the best option.
I'm just hoping that it's a smokescreen, like the Sixers are worried about and tampering, draft pick losses because of maybe Joel talked to PG. I don't know.
What about Harden though?
They create rules.
What about Harden though? You think Harden could be in his ear a little bit? Like, yo, don't trust Daryl Morey. Don't go that way.
But they're in 2 different positions. Like Harden. He was an idiot because he opted into his contract. So he was stuck here until we traded him. PG's a free man. He's got to get his bag. So whatever we sign him to, he's guaranteed to get. That wasn't what James Harden had on his plate.
That's true. John, what do you think about this Caruso trade? Are you mad that we didn't get him?
I'm really mad. I can't believe that that's what OKC decided to do. And wow, that he's a perfect fit with the Thunder. They're going to have an exciting team.
John, they turned down a top 10 pick and they landed with Josh Giddey. You got to be kidding me.
They didn't get any picks.
They turned down a top 10 mid-season. They didn't want to give up Drummond either. I mean, come on, man.
What's the age of consent in Chicago?
Oh, man. He's going to hear it, too.
It's crazy. I don't understand it. This is going to be the most exciting offseason, though. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And the crazy part is we don't know what's going to happen at all.
And they have to get it right. You mess this one up, you're probably leaning towards blowing everything up eventually. So it's going to be crazy. And
that's what I didn't mind about Paul George because of the fact, okay, you think it's like a 2-year sort of process. If it didn't work in 2 years, then you possibly could trade Paul and you could trade Joel and then start fresh with Maxey.
Yeah, if you can get anything for
who knows
him.
what they're going to do.
Yeah. No, it's going to be crazy, man. But, hey, maybe a new big 3 incoming. John, appreciate the call, man.
Look forward to calling in more.
Thank you, man. Great caller. Finally, somebody who's stepping up to the plate. $2 super chat. Hayden Azanaro says, I'm nervous, RB. Very nervous. $5 super chat. You a fraud says, was Pat Bev right when he said the Sixers are not really trying to win? I don't know. What do you think? I mean, we know that one of their objectives is always to make money. That's how the ownership is, right? Like, people are going to keep buying tickets, at least for now. Obviously, there's a lot of other competition in this city. And if the Sixers continue to do the same thing, who knows how long that, methodology is going to work. But look, man, Pat Bev made some interesting comments. I think this past season, he's right. I think they wanted to get to this offseason and get rid of all these expiring deals and load up with a big-time player. Question is, will they be able to get it done? If they don't get it done, and I thought my man John made some really good points about PG. Like, yeah, we don't want a 3rd star and this and that, but at least you don't have to give up anything to get him. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go to the next one. Damn, we got a ton of callers on the line. Let's go to the 908. 908, what's up?
Hey, what's up, RB?
How are we, man?
I'm pretty good. Sorry about the signal the first time I called, man. I just want to let you know, man, I appreciate your content, everything you do, following and covering the Sixers, man. You're right on, spot on. Love it.
Thank you, man. How are we feeling about this Paul George news? Do we want PG? Do we want somebody else?
I mean, PG is about the best thing we have out there, man. Although I wouldn't mind Brandon Ingram.
What do you think they would give up for Ingram, though? Couple first rounders?
I wouldn't give up. I mean, our first round pick isn't really worth much. I was going to say I wouldn't really give up a first round for Brandon Ingram, but being as though our first round pick isn't really worth much, I give it up for Ingram.
You probably have to give up like
PG. I mean,
picks.
we give up whatever we have to for PG. Like the previous caller said, he's a perfect fit. The 3-and-D wing, shoots a good percentage. He plays D. I think that's exactly what we need. And then we fill in the roster with counsel, with these young guys we haven't seen on our bench yet. That's what I say.
Oh, yeah. Yo, they got to let some of these young guys play, man. Enough of making the same mistakes, letting these guys go elsewhere and ball out. Let them play, man. Tired of it.
I agree. I think we have some talent on the bench that I don't think we're juicing. We need to juice this talent we have on the bench. I think we need to at least see what they have. They may even have trade value. We don't know because we haven't seen them play, you know?
Yep. No, I agree, man. I mean, that's probably going to be the route if they get another big-time name, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. We'll see, man. Thanks again, man. Once again, I appreciate the content. Guys, hit that like button. RB is the man. Subscribe to his channel. You won't be missing out at all.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate that. Another great caller. We got a ton of them on the line. We're going to get to as many as we can. Let's read a couple of these super chats. $2 super chat, Crafty Nieces, Steph and Looney for 4 firsts, Paul Reed, and 3/3. 3/3. No third round picks in the NBA. I love it. Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. $5 super chat, Hayden Azanaro says, I mean, essentially, if we replace Tobias with Paul George, we win the series against the Knicks and the Pacers, and we're playing Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, potentially going to the finals. Yo, you guys are starting to sell me on PG. When you put it like that, it's like, oh, if you had another guy that didn't give you 0 points in an elimination game, maybe we are in the finals right now. PG, I have no problem with PG basketball fitting wise with Maxey and Embiid. In fact, he's the perfect fit. The problem that I have is if he's going to be 35 and you give him a 4-year max deal, does he get injured, right? He played 70 games this past season, but he has had durability issues. So that's my thing. But if Joel goes down, PG and Maxey can hold down the fort. Now you're probably going to have around 13 to 15 million left to fill out the roster, but that's enough to get another high-level role player. So do we go for Paul George? What do we think, man? Let's go to the next one on the phone lines. Get a couple more in here. How about the 937? 937, what's up? Where are you calling in from?
Hey, I'm calling from Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio in the building. What's up?
Yes. So what we need to do, we need to get Nobi because we can sign him outright. We need to get Mel Bridges, which is going to take most of our draft picks. They're probably going to want 3 or 4 of them, probably. And then we probably need a big, I'd say. Maybe Drummond. Probably Drummond. I like Drummond a lot. So, and then just re-sign who we can off of our team from last year, and we'll be straight.
If that happens, man, I will go to Ohio myself and give you a big old hug because, I mean, you can't draw it up better than that. I would love Bridges on his team. I have people telling me that, you know, he showed he's not the 1A and he showed he's not the guy. Listen, man, the Nets are an awful organization. Fun fact, the Nets are still paying Ben Simmons this season. Almost $40 million. That organization is bad. And if Bridges comes to Philly, he doesn't have to be the guy. He could fit right in with Maxey and Embiid. I would do it all day, every day. I'd give up 3 to 4 picks easily to get Bridges.
No, I'm telling you, it's gonna take a lot of first round picks to get him.
Oh yeah.
But absolutely. But 3 and D all day, young, good age on him.
Yep.
Things like that. Yeah, we must have him, and we must have Anunoby. I know his injury issues and things like that. Nick Nurse knows me. What do you think it's going to cost? Like maybe what, 30?
Yeah, probably 30 to 40.
Maybe 30?
I think he's going back to the Knicks, though, to be honest with you.
I don't know about that, man.
And matter of fact, I'll top that by saying I think Mikal Bridges might go to the Knicks to play with his boys, which I hope does not happen. I hope not.
Well, I think that the Knicks, I don't think they have what the Nets would want. I think we have more of what they would want.
I hope so.
As far as picks and things like that. But Morey scares me because he always wants superstars.
Yep.
And I think he really wants Paul George really, really bad.
Oh,
I don't know why, but I think he does.
He wants him bad, and so does Joel Embiid. He's over there on TV, giving him a little side eye. So, look, there's some recruiting going on right now.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes that's just ridiculous. You buy a name. He's 35 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, what you want to give him a 4-year contract?
It's scary, man. It's daunting. You don't want to end up in another Tobias situation or another PJ Tucker situation. So.
Oh my God, man, we can't go through this no more, man. Straight up, we can't do it.
Yeah, if the Sixers fandom has to go through one more just heartbreaking contract, I think it's just going to end all of us simultaneously.
Yes, we are. Hey, matter of fact, I thought about the dude from Orlando that we drafted. He might be available.
Markelle Fultz. Yeah, I don't know about Fultz.
Might be available.
He's all right.
He played pretty good this year.
He's all right. He'll come back to Philly and forget how to shoot again. So we'll see, man. But now shout out to Markelle though. That's one guy I do respect because he didn't let all of the obstacles just end his career. I feel like
absolutely.
Ben Simmons may retire after the season, and he can do that. He doesn't care. At least Fultz is out there, trying to develop his game for what it can be. So shout out to him.
Amen. And Anunoby and Bridges, man. That's what's up.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. Anunoby and Bridges. Let's start the propaganda. Somebody call the Brooklyn Nets. Let them know they're not going anywhere. Time to hit the reset button. I'll take Bridges and Finney Smith. I think that's the best way to go. Sign Gary Trent Jr. and boom, you got to start in 5, baby. All right, we'll take a few more calls. Let's go to the 832. Sorry, we got a lot of callers, man. Appreciate everybody, though. 832, what's up? Where are you calling in from? Yo. And they hung up. To the next one we go. 717 on the line. What's up? Where are you calling in from?
Hey, from right outside of Hershey, PA. I'm down with the Mikal Bridges thing, but I want to give my opinion on where I think the Sixers need to go here.
Let's do it.
Okay. Tell me when I'm up.
You are ready, man. You're live and ready.
RB, you there?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm down with the Mikal Bridges thing, but I think if Golden State and Boston have shown us anything in the last few years, we got to focus on 3 and D. We need us some European three-point shooters to complement Maxey and Embiid. Hopefully Embiid gets on some kind of fitness regimen. Maybe he finally gets it, and he gets down with getting healthy and getting strong and makes it through a series. But I don't think we can, I think the Sixers can compete in the regular season with Maxey and Embiid putting up big points and scoring, but I don't think we can do it in the playoffs without some 3 and D guys. Boston just showed us, man, they had 5 guys that could consistently hit 3-pointers, And all the teams that, everybody that they faced in the playoffs tried to answer them with two-pointers, and it just doesn't work. I just don't think we ever surround ourselves with enough pure shooters. And I would also be cool with Jimmy Butler, but I don't know how old's Jimmy Butler now?
34.
How old?
34.
Yeah, 34. So, anyway, that's my rant, RB.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I think what Boston showed me is that you got to finesse at least one big trade. Like, there's a diamond in the rough out there. There's a guy probably playing on a team, and he's either mad or he doesn't, he doesn't have the role that he wants, and maybe he's not being maximized. Sixers got to swing one of these big-time trades. Like, they have to fleece somebody. The Porzingis trade, that's an all-timer, man. I mean, that is a crazy trade they made.
For sure. What do you think about Paul George and his health going forward? I mean, he's been a bit inconsistent in his time on the court as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been inconsistent. He's been hurt. I'm worried about it, honestly. Like, I would take PG on a 2-year deal with like a 3rd-year option, 100%. But a 4-year max, you're going to be paying this guy, what, 55, 60 million when he's 39? I know that people don't want to worry about the back end, but that's pretty much giving you like a 1 to 2 year window. If you're comfortable with that, awesome. But if not, then it's probably going to be time to blow it up and just build around Maxey.
Yeah, I'm just sick of getting my hopes so high and then watching them peter out and fizzle out in the playoffs, and invest so much time during the season sitting watching games night in and night out, and look so forward to seeing something big happen, and then can't get past the second round in the playoffs. Then it just feels like it's been just a ton of time wasted. But anyway,
yeah.
Thanks for taking my call, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Take care.
A lot of opportunities wasted. I think the caller made a good point about Boston, and I would even top that by saying at the start of next season, the Sixers need to ask themselves, can we compete with Boston? Because let's be honest, Boston's only going to get better. They now have what it takes to get there. They know what it takes. They know the experience, what they went through. They're only going to mesh even more. Can a lineup of Maxey, PG, Joel, and a couple others, can that compete with Boston? I don't know. One of the biggest issues for the Sixers was rebounding, and it has been for many years, obviously because they had a power forward that doesn't like to rebound, but they need to go out and find a hidden gem, man. The Celtics pulled in Porzingis last year. They knew they were a good team, but they became great. They got Porzingis. They even finessed 2 first-round picks, and they gave up pretty much nothing. Then they got Drew Holiday. Like, they jumped on the opportunity. Sixers need to jump on the opportunity, and they need to go all in. If they can't do it now, what's going to happen? And people got mad at me the other day on the video when I said, why the hell are we working out Sam Decker? People were saying that guy's going to be a hidden gem. The guy hasn't played in the NBA in 6 years. That's not the hidden gem I'm talking about. I'm talking about, go look at the Pelicans or the Hornets or whatever team. Find a hidden gem, buy low, and hopefully you get a lot of bang for your buck. $2 super chat from Turkish says, can you imagine one of JB or JT with Embiid and Maxey? I could imagine that. I could imagine a good fit. They haven't built the right team yet around these guys. 615 people in here. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the thumbs up button. Get us to 500 likes. We'll take a couple more phone calls and we'll get out. But appreciate everybody being in here. We're going to be doing a lot of live shows in the next couple weeks, so be sure to stay tuned in. Who do we think the Sixers should get? What should they do? Is it now or never? Let's go to the 302. 302, what's up? Where are you calling in from?
lot of live shows in the next
Yo.
couple weeks, so be sure to
Yo, can you turn the volume down on the TV?
think the Sixers should do? What should they do? Is it now or never?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Can you turn the background volume down?
302, what's up?
It's down.
All right, what's going on, man?
Hey, listen, man. I think we should get rid of Tobias Harris, because
He's gone,
fucking
man.
garbage,
He's all but gone.
and
He's out of here.
huh?
Tobias is gone, man. If they bring back Tobias, man, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I think we should go try to get Jordan Poole. I think he's a perfect fit for Tyrese Maxey because they both shot creators.
Yeah, no, I can't do it with Jordan Poole. That contract is horrendous.
Actually, this ain't gonna work. Maybe Malik Monk then.
I would take Malik Monk in free agency for sure. He's a free agent.
Yeah. What about Kyle Lowry? I
Who?
don't know if he should be our backup point guard. Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry. I would take him back.
Yeah.
Look, man, appreciate the call. I need y'all to come in with the energy, bro. Like, come on, man. Not mad at the caller, but like Jordan Poole, come on, man. My man was having a good night. Shout out to him. Shout out to the caller. I need somebody to bring the heat, man. 609. 609 on the phone line. What's up? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from New Jersey.
New Jersey in the building. What's up, man?
Hey, what's happening? I'm chilling. Yeah, just wanted to talk about the Sixers.
Let's hear it, man. What do you got for me?
Oh, I'm on live now.
You are live and direct.
Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't know. I didn't know I was even talking to you on the main guy.
Yep.
Yeah. The way I feel like is the Sixers need like a third all around, like a wing player that can score on all three levels, like the 3-point line, the mid range, and can take it to the rim. Because I noticed, especially when we get to the playoffs, that the defense just tighten up so much that, if the guy's just a spot up shooter and he just sit in the corner or sit at the top of the key or on the elbow waiting for somebody to pass the ball, he probably not going to be open. These defenses, they just closing out so fast. You just need some guy other than, Maxey and Embiid who could just ISO a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you need a basket, somebody who could just say, give him the rock, clear out, and he could just, take it to the rim, collapse the defense, kick it out if necessary, or, get to the basket, get fouled, or, get some clutch shots because, Tobias Harris couldn't do that for us this past year. He hasn't been able to do that for us the whole entire time he's really been here. He do it a little bit during the regular season, but he just, falls asleep during the playoffs. So that's what we mean. We need a third wing guy that can really get busy, and we need some rebounding and some defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. And does Paul George fit that mold? I feel like everybody that's describing the needs of this team, I feel like PG fits that mold, but it comes with a lot of risk as well.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, I'm hearing that his boy Harden is getting in his ear too over there in LA.
Yeah,
talking about Daryl Morey thing is this and Daryl Morey is that. So we might have to try to go with the one guy from New Orleans,
Brandon Ingram. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, man. I mean, it could pay off. Maybe he's much better of a fit with an actual guard and center rather than, two other guys that always need the ball at the top of the key. But it is a little risky to trade for him and then give him a big contract as well. So I feel like the Sixers have all these options, but none of them are like the perfect option,
Right. And it's hard to make your perfect option when your best player is the center,
Yeah. Yeah, and
today's NBA is so different nowadays that very few teams can build around the center,
And what's crazy? To that point, I actually wouldn't be too mad if next season there were games or moments where Maxey kind of ran the offense, you know, because I feel like Joel Embiid is always 85% of the offense in November and December and January. And then we get to the playoffs and he always gets hurt, you know? So maybe getting another guy like you're talking about or letting Maxey take over at points will just help this team out and not put as much burden on Joel Embiid.
Yeah, that would be cool too. But I'm a little concerned about the way that the Knicks did Maxey in the playoffs. It was like he kept going to the rim. They kept fouling him, and he wasn't getting no foul shots. He'll never get foul shots. You know what I'm saying? It's like he either got to take a floater or he got to take that deep three. He don't never get no easy baskets. It's like, yeah, I don't know, the referees don't respect him or nothing yet.
Yeah, he's still young, but I think if the Sixers do go that role player route, they do need to take a look at how the Knicks built their team and just get guys like that. You know, get the Josh Harts of the world, the Dante DiVincenzo's. Maybe that's what they're going to do, and I wouldn't be too mad at it.
Yeah, that might work.
Yeah. Appreciate the call, man. Great callers today. Kane says Sixers need more than a wing. They need a guard, a wing, and a backup center. Digital Print House says get Shaden Sharp and Brogdon in Portland. Brogdon would be an interesting one. I would not be mad at that. What would it take to get him, though? 16th pick, maybe? Charles says this sucks. The Sixers were going to get Caruso on draft night via trade. Yeah, this Caruso one does suck, man. It makes OKC that much better. And I feel like they missed an opportunity, especially when all they gave up was Josh Giddey. I feel like they missed an opportunity, and I think the Chicago Bulls are just not ran correctly. We got a ton of callers, and we're not going to get to all of them, but like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of shows. We'll go to one final caller. Let's try the 224. 224, what's up? Where are you calling in from?
Yo, what's up, RB? I'm calling from Chicago, where Caruso just got traded from.
Chicago! What's the vibe, man?
Yeah, I got a bunch of friends that are Bulls fans, so they're not happy that they got the pedo. Nah, man, the vibe it's kind of off because like PG is one of my favorite players to never play on the Sixers, but like I'm not sure if that's the route we should go fully. Like I think he's a perfect fit, like as the play style he is, but I'm not sure because that's a lot of money we're gonna be spending on one player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's you have a dilemma, right? Because part of you tells you that the smartest thing to do is to just get a bunch of dogs, get some young guys and build. But then you have the other half saying, well, Joel Embiid, if he gets hurt one or two more times, then you might have to end up selling off, you know, and it's not going to work. So you're kind of stuck in the middle because Maxey could definitely lead a team, you know, if he gets a, you know, more younger, athletic, et cetera, guys around him. But Joel Embiid, you know, the time is ticking. So it's like, which way do you go?
Yeah. And so I got 3 trade proposals that I think the Sixers could go for. One's kind of out there. 2 of them, we'd have to give up a lot. The other one, I'm not too sure about how much we'd have to give up. But it's kind of got a kind of plan in mind for a team that had won the championship recently. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is Kyle Kuzma, because I think Kuzma could play a great stretch 4 or a great defensive 3. Sorry,
okay.
There's a plane going over me right now. And I think Kuzma is a great piece to have because he could play great defense. He's a catch-and-shoot guy. The whole thing is that he played on the Wizards. You got to get him back up to speed to actually playing on a contender.
All right. Kyle Kuzma.
And my second guy is Lauri Markkanen. I really like the idea of getting Lauri Markkanen because he's a big stretch 4 who can play defense because of his size, and he's young. We wouldn't have to give up. We'd be able to keep him for a long time, and he'd be able to play around Joel. He'd be able to play defense and keep up, play against big guys like Tatum and stuff like that. But you know, it's the Jazz, so you'd have to give up a lot.
Yeah, when it comes to Markkanen, that has been my dream target for the last whole year. If there was any way to get him, I'm giving up whatever it takes. I'm giving up the whole treasure chest to get Markkanen next to Embiid. There's no better fit.
Yeah, I've thought about since the minute that there was even talks of Markkanen leaving the Jazz. I'm like, get him next to Embiid. He's a 40% catch and shoot guy. At 7 feet tall, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that.
He's unreal, man. He can score at all levels. He can rebound. He would be perfect.
Yeah. And my last one, this is a out there stretch, and we'd have to give up a lot. And I'm going to give my reasoning for it. I'm the guy that said Steph and Looney. Now, the reason I say this is because I think Maxey is almost what Clay was. I think Clay and Maxey are a great profile person. So if you put Steph, who's basically the same as Forever, with Joel, the pull would be like Draymond and Steph. And I think it'd be better than Draymond and Steph. I think we're talking about what we thought Dame and Giannis was going to be. So if we get Steph, no matter the price, with the amount of time that Steph still has, I think it would be unstoppable. And then if you get Looney on top of that for backup big, we need a guy that can get boards on the bench. Unfortunately, that's something that we all know. And if it takes a lot to get, I think we have to be okay with that because this draft isn't great, and we're not getting any younger.
Yeah, appreciate all the trade proposals. Thank you for the call. Definitely call back in again. The one issue with that last trade proposal is there's no way Steph is leaving the Warriors. Would I take Steph Curry? 100%. Absolutely. There's no thinking about it. But Steph is not leaving Golden State. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that one. But appreciate the call. Thank you to everybody who chimed in. John Castiglione with the $10 super chat. John says, I wonder if the Sixers got the feeling like they were bidding against themselves. LA is lowballing PG, and Orlando is not interested because they have to sign their own young players. John putting on the thinking cap a little bit. I just feel like yesterday it came down to, Paul George wants to get in a flow where he's just feeling good, playing good. I think people misinterpreted the part of not wanting to win a championship. I think he wants to win, but it sounded like he was throwing shots at LA. So the fact that this report comes out the day after that the Philadelphia 76ers don't want to move in that direction, it's really weird with the timing of it, especially after Caruso gets traded, It feels very weird with the timing. But maybe you're right, John. Maybe the Sixers did feel like that, and, they're saying, well, we're going to take our foot out of it. Now you got to go re-sign him, LA, or you have to sign him, Orlando. Maybe it's, kind of a pitch here to try to get them to bite, maybe? I don't know. It's weird, especially when we haven't heard many rumors about other players, Like we haven't heard the Sixers want this guy. They're going to get him. Obviously, they're interested in every player, but it's not like Jimmy Butler requested a trade. It's not like Durant requested a trade. Could it be Ingram? I don't know. It's interesting. $5 super chat from Eurofraud says Lonnie Walker would be a good role player for this team. Yeah, maybe. I think he had a decent year in Brooklyn. Didn't really play that much if I'm correct, but you got to find gems like that, pick up some of these guys, 1-year deals, minimums, bring them in, just like Kelly Oubre, right? Came in, earned himself a contract, played well, played above expectations. You're definitely going to have to find some of those guys. It's not often that you have to fill out, 12 to 14 guys on a roster. So we will see how it plays out. $2 super chat from Green Blaze. The Fly Eagle says, why are the Sixers no longer interested in Paul George? Well, according to the report, the Sixers' interest in Paul George went down in recent days, and the franchise is expected to be aggressive elsewhere. So maybe they have another idea in mind. Maybe they have a plan set forth, and they're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and they know what they're going to do. But it is interesting that this comes out before the draft. I don't really understand it. Maybe it's just a leverage play. Maybe in a way, going back to John's point, maybe this is the Sixers trying to nudge Paul George, like, all right, we're going to take our chips out of it. So if you want to be with us, don't hesitate. Maybe that could be it. It's interesting. $2 super chat from Anthony Lewis. Thank you, my man. Drummond, KCP, and Gary Trent Jr. and low-key Miles B. Hate to say it. Anthony, I'm going to stay away from that one. I got into many arguments on Twitter with Sixer Nation. I do not want any piece of Miles Bridges. Has nothing to do with his on-the-court play. I was a fan of Miles Bridges back in Michigan State days, but I do not want Miles Bridges on this team, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But Gary Trent Jr., that could be a fit, man. Can play on the ball a little bit, off the ball, knockdown shooter, pretty good defender. I like Gary Trent Jr. Maybe get Gary Trent Jr. and KCP. Good combination. We got one more person that's been hanging on the phone, so I'm going to go to one final call, and then we'll wrap this up. 267 on the phone line. What's up? Where are you calling in from? Yo.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
So, okay. So, although I did just hear you say that you don't want anything to do with Miles Bridges, my thoughts were to trade for Herb Jones, sign Miles Bridges, Kyle Anderson, and give Ricky Council more minutes.
Okay. Not too bad of a plan. I don't want Bridges, but the rest of the guys I do like.
Yeah, because the thing with what is his name, Ricky Council, I think he could grow into a very good defender. And don't you know how he traded? Who did we trade to the Celtics? Jaden Springer, and he was a pretty good defender for us. So, but he didn't get much minutes anyway. So, I feel like we need a good perimeter defender to get on the team. So I think Ricky Council could grow into that, and he's also confident in his shot making as well.
Listen, man, I saw everything I needed to see from Ricky Council. The guy should get minutes next season. The Sixers need to let one of their young guys play for once. I'm all in with Ricky Council being in the rotation.
Then what do you think about Kyle Anderson on the team?
Yeah, I like him, but I am, concerned with the lack of shooting and that wonky jump shot. I just, it sounds like something Philly would do, if I'm being honest. I'm not too big on the offensive side, but all the intangible stuff, yeah. I mean, he can bring something to the table for sure.
Okay. All right, that was all. Thank you for picking up my call.
Yep. Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be an interesting couple weeks here. I know I keep saying that, but now that these PG rumors are out here, maybe we'll hear something different tomorrow. But as of right now, per Shams, sounds like the Sixers are going in a different direction. Alex Caruso got traded, so now what do? Guess we'll have to wait and find out. Once again, I want to give one more shout out to Mando. Ladies and gentlemen, use the Mando starter pack. Go shop on Mando.com and use the code PhillyTake5. Get $5 off of the Mando starter pack. Is the best deodorant I've ever used. I'm not going back. You've probably seen them everywhere. They're becoming a monster in the game. And I've not found a better product than the Mount Fuji Mando deodorant. So definitely check them out. Again, use code PhillyTake5 on shopmando.com. Well, I appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. It's your boy RB. It felt good to be back on the live shows. I know we haven't gone live in a while. We've been dropping daily videos. There just hasn't been much to talk about. But this next week, we got the NBA draft. We have free agency. Maybe sign some of our own guys back. It's going to be wild, man. It's going to be wild. And we'll be here to cover it all. Philly Take with RB. Do me a favor, like the show, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, TikTok as well. We're on Bleacher Report multiple times next week. Be sure to tap in and check it out. We give you this coverage every single day. Hope you all have a great rest of your night, man. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.